Good evening and welcome to Newsfeed. Today is Thursday, April 5th. I'm Sophia Kolodzinski.
And I'm Jerry Gusenberg. We're excited to have you here watching with us tonight. Let's see what's happening in Ann Arbor.
A possible strike of university lecturers could affect a majority of classes on campus if pay raises are not negotiated. Lecturers, unlike professors, are not given the same pay, although many have similar degrees. In 2016 and 2017, lecturers produced $462 million in revenue, while the cost of employment was only $85 million. Members of the Lecturers' Employees Organization have authorized union leadership to initiate a walkout on April 9th and 10th.
The university has recently dedicated an outdoor space called M-Air to unmanned aerial vehicles or drones. The netted complex is 4 stories with an area of over 9,000 square feet. With this space, the university can test drones in realistic lighting and wind conditions, but without safety risks like hitting nearby people or aircrafts. Michigan is now the only engineering school in the U.S. with drone testing for air, land, sea, and space.
This Tuesday, an estimated 1,100 gallons of sewage spilled into Ann Arbor's waterways. The city was notified of water leaking from a manhole at the intersection of Warwick and Glenwood, north of Washtenaw Avenue. The city was quick to fix the problem, although the overflow ultimately flowed into the Huron River.
Now it's time for a short break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching Newsfeed. Let's get into our national news. This past Wednesday, thousands gathered in Memphis, Tennessee to honor the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on the 50th anniversary of his assassination. The NAACP held the I Am Man March, which was a rally and procession to reenact the original 1969 I Am Man movement by Memphis sanitation workers for labor justice. The procession took spectators to Mason Temple, the church where Dr. King gave his famous mountaintop speech the night before his assassination. Following the morning event, there were day-long tributes at the Lorraine Hotel, which included dances, spoken word, and musical performances.
Tuesday, after a woman who would later be identified as Nasim Najafi Agdam opened fire with a 9mm handgun at YouTube's headquarters in California. Agdam managed to shoot 3, only one of whom was critically injured before killing herself. Authorities have stated that there is no evidence that shows Agdam knew any of the victims prior to the shooting. Agdam was allegedly upset at the apparent censorship of her content by the website.
Thousands of teachers in Oklahoma left their classrooms on Monday and Tuesday and marched to the state capitol, asking for teacher and support staff raises and better funding for their students and schools. The support for education is dwindling in the Sooner State, with evidence coming from social media. Many teachers and parents have expressed their concerns via social media, posting pictures of deteriorating out-of-date textbooks and broken desks and chairs. One mother posted a picture on Twitter of her daughter's history textbook where George W. Bush was still the president. Education funding has dropped by 28% over the past decade, and Oklahoma is among the bottom 3 states in terms of teachers' salaries. But for most teachers, the walkout is not about the salaries. They just want funding for the schools.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some international news.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Write the script, we gotta finish the B-roll. Hey, Liza, what's up?
Oh my gosh. Guys, how's it going in here?
Hey, what's up? Wow. What is Jordan, you done with the script? Wow, this is crazy. Wow, let's go.
Liza.
All right, well, Liza, I'm going downstairs.
All right, guys, they're gone. Put the game on.
Finally.
Go, go, go. Come on, Clemson.
Welcome back to Newsfeed. Now it's time for international news. President Trump announced that he will be sending National Guardsmen to the United States-Mexico border in the near future. This policy decision falls in line with Trump's strong anti-immigration rhetoric. Trump's administrators have yet to determine the number of troops that will be deployed, the duration of their deployment, and the cost of deployment. President Trump has suggested pulling troops out of Syria to fulfill these new positions. Increased border security is not a new policy decision. National Guardsmen patrolled the Mexican border under both the Bush and Obama administrations. What distinguishes Trump's decision from past administrations, though, is that border crossing numbers are historically low. Furthermore, these decisions from past administrations have been criticized for their high cost and low effectiveness.
French Defense Minister Florence Parly announced a zero-tolerance policy towards sexual harassment at France's top military academies. This statement precedes a report of the conditions at Saint-Cyr Military School in Brittany. This report described male students' repeated sexist and demeaning behavior as an attempt to drive female students out of the school. Reported incidents include male students refusing to speak to female students, purposely depriving females of sleep, and leaving excrement on female doorsteps. Parly has threatened expulsion for students who participate in such behavior, as well as suspension for teachers who ignore these occurrences. When describing the rationale behind the policy changes, Parly said, quote, "It's only a minority of people, but a minority that tarnishes our institution," unquote.
Less than 24 hours after President Trump announced his plans for new trade tariffs with China on products that he deemed unfair trade practices, the Chinese government announced their own plans for tariffs on approximately 106 U.S. products, such as soy, cars, and whiskey. Although the effective start date for the tariffs has not been announced, China's Ministry of Commerce stated that the tariffs are designed to target approximately $50 billion of U.S. products annually.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight. I'm Jerry Gusenberg.
And I'm Sophia Kolodzinski.
And you've just been
Newsfed.
Newsfed.